What is up, everyone? I advanced to week 2. Week 1, beat the Ravens 18-7, only using pinch bug 0. Week 2, not going to use it anywhere near as much, maybe 25% tops. Also, while using pinch bug 0, you can see Jerome Baker, my right outside linebacker, got AFC Player of the Week. Already did all my player upgrades, and I slid Jerome Baker from right outside linebacker to left outside linebacker. So I can, there's a rookie middle linebacker that I traded for, I don't remember his name. And I'm just really wanting to develop him, because in a perfect world, if I can get Okereke? If I can get Bobby up to, man, maybe an 80 by the end of the season, Raekwon McMillan will be an 80, Jerome Baker could be an 80, then I've developed a young core of players, at least at the linebacker position, that I don't really have to worry about dealing with them. Also, I increased the quarter length from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. Accelerated clock is still on, and after this game, I'm going to touch on how to counter pinch bug 0, and it's not difficult. Pretty much, if someone's running pinch bug 0 on you consistently, if you are going to throw the ball, it's going to be really quick. And if they're running pinch bug 0, it's going to be a combination of the blitz, and then they'll throw cover 3 with it. So you've got a short amount of time to diagnose. Me personally, if someone's going to run it on me, I'll start running the ball. I'll start running a Jimmy Johnson-esque offense where I might throw the ball 10 times that entire game. If that's how they want to play it, I'll put 200 yards rushing on them. But let's get into gameplay. Let's see if Miami can beat the Patriots.
Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots come out led by the 4-time Super Bowl MVP.
Alright, so 3 tight end set. Let's go 3-3-5 wide.
Arguably the greatest to ever play the game, Tom Brady. And we keep asking the same questions every year. How much longer can he keep doing this? Is this the year the dynasty crumbles? And every year, Brady comes out and leads his team to the Super Bowl. They've been there now 3 years in a row, and only one team has made it 4. That's the Buffalo Bills. But remember, they lost all 4 in the early 90s. On 2nd and 7, Brady complete to Watson, the tight end.
Alright, so now this would be a time that I would use pinch bug 0. 3rd and 1, they're probably not going to run it here.
For Watson with the Patriots, remember New England drafted him way back in 2004 out of Northwestern.
Oh, or they do, and there's a huge lane. Okay. That's the risk and reward with pinch bug 0, is that if you time it, for whatever reason, if you're able to get a run off against another user that is using pinch bug 0, there's going to be a hole, and it's going to be big.
Because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. To throw, it's Brady. This is White on the screen. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 to 39.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fools at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A gain there of 21 yards. Brady's got his guys 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now he's going to swing this one out to his right.
I don't know who.
Another strong gain on
I don't know why Nick Perry didn't feel the need to engage there and go after literally anyone.
He signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
This is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing?
There we go.
So things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing.
That's a catch.
Safarian Jenkins with a Patriots touchdown. Austin Safarian Jenkins, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki.
So if you look there, there's that big opening. That's what enabled that play to work. If you're playing against a user that is that's user controlling linebackers, if they're playing something like cover 2 or cover 3, unless they're religiously taking the dude that's in QB spy, which nothing wrong with that. If they're playing a zone and that user's pulling them out of zone, that is a great play to use. Just because if they're pulling them out of zone in cover 2 or cover 3, it'll be there.
Didn't happen on that play.
There's a blitz. There we go. Come on. Easy day.
Devontae Parker, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
Oh, I wanted to get a kicker after last game. I remember that. That's right. Because Sanders missed. I think Sanders missed almost, if not every kick. He was 18, so yeah, I think he missed every kick.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a New England first down. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his
Williams
arm.
can't cover
Safarian
Jenkins.
Was drafted that way.
Okay.
Oh boy, it's been good.
Well, Brady's feeling it. That's not too good.
8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. On play action, now Brady. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
There we go.
That's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard.
Should not have taken that out. I was trying to kneel that. Oh well. Alright, so this, at a deuce close single back, the stretch or the trap should work against pinch buck 0.
Chances are there's going to be someone there, and sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll start on the ground with Balaj.
There we go. Oh, Balaj got hurt. Okay.
Stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. So a little breathing room.
All right, so you see how there's no safety over the top. There's no free safety over the top. I just have that cornerback that's playing Gesicki. Perfect time to call play action and try to get the ball to Gesicki. Or get sacked, because I'm still the Dolphins. Okay. Man.
In there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Gotta try to get some yard.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a
Muscle
3rd and
cramps.
15.
You've got to be kidding me, bud.
An extra corner comes on now for the
Alright, they're going to 3-3-5. I don't think they're going to blitz here. They're probably going to hang out in zone.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll
So that's this is still a nickel subset. It's 2 down linemen. Those are 4 linebackers and 5 DBs. Again, I don't think they're going to blitz here. If they do, I'll be a little bit surprised. Okay, wow. I would not have blitzed there. And I realize I'm doing this with Mike Gesicki, and he's like a 79 overall, I think, at this point. But you can do that with, you can run that play with almost any tight end. You don't need a great tight end. Again, I'm going to try to get the ball to Gesicki. Nope, that's going to be a pick, maybe. Okay. I was lucky.
They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And
All
it
right.
reminds me of what one great tight end told me once.
So now I'm just trying to get a field goal here. Minute 33 left.
You know, kind of like put up on the top
And
shelf where the kids
if you're
can't
playing
get
with a lower caliber, a lower tier team, you're just trying to get points. I'm going to burn a timeout just to make sure everyone has some gas in the tank. Maybe I'll be lucky and get Balaj back. Probably not. Okay. So you see how that safety's over the top? I'm not going to call that little play action pass. I realize it hasn't worked yet, but at some point it's going to work. So I'm going to utilize the slant, get Preston Williams some love. Easy touchdown.
Preston Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the season, and the Dolphins have taken the lead.
This might get shanked. Yep. Sanders came out to play. Awesome.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up.
So what, he's 1 for 5 on the season?
Don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals.
All right, so now they're probably going to come out in three wide receiver set. All right, perfect time to use pinch bug 0, right? Hands, triangle right, triangle left. I'm going to have this dude screaming off. Actually, yep. Boom. And that happens. Just like that. So now it's, what, 2nd and 17? Now I can go to my dollar formations, and I am changing that dude's number. He is not wearing 54. I like Zach Thomas way too much for that. Alright, so they're going to 3... Going to 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receiver set. Alright, so the reason I'm audibling is because they're split out. And then I'm going to try to take Nick Perry here. Maybe see if I can get lucky and get a sack. Probably not. I'm just going to walk this dude back. There we go. There we go. I'll take that pick 6. And now I have to try to go for 2. See what happens here.
A lot of times in practice, you work on not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while.
Let's see what happens. Did he make that in? Oh, that's luck. That is a whole lot of luck.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an
Different things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
Too many
three-syllable word.
syllables, yeah.
You want to get it right down and go.
All right,
Oski
so
is
again,
the preferred word.
I'll run pinch buck 0 here
Comes the New England offense
to try to get a little bit of.
And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart
Yep.
approach is to run
Again,
out the
quick
clock,
slants
lick your
will
wounds at the half,
tend
see
to
if you
beat
come
pinch
up with a
buck 0.
strategy to play better in the second.
So now I'm going to get out of it.
There's also something to challenging your
Go
offense right here.
3-3-5
Hey,
wide.
guys, you help dig this hole.
Call cover
See if you
one
can get us out
robber,
of the
audible
hole
into
before
cover
the half
3.
runs out. Let's go make some plays.
One play has him up
And I'm
past
going to
the
use her
40
Hassan Reddick.
already, and another 1st and 10. Now Brady. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
There we go.
He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Same thing.
Brady's incomplete.
Just different
First down leads to a
linebacker.
2nd and 10.
I'm just looking for reads, looking for a spot. It's going to go deep.
Caught by the tight end
What?
and he's got another 1st down.
Oh,
as
it's a
brought
lead.
down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line.
Okay.
You know
So I'm
lean
going to go
towards
to
the
dollar.
defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
Going to cover 3 again.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But
And
the
then
truth of
I'm
the matter
going to
is,
cover
that
Ben
ball
Watson.
was
I'm going to have to
not
use her,
streaking towards him.
that
Got more
coverage.
arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Nope, that gets broken up.
Throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. Goskowski now for the Pats field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt.
Damn.
And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner.
I thought I was going to get a fingertip on that. Oh well.
Broadcast in the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
21-10, Dolphins versus Pats. I mean, that's a good. I'll take that at half. Because then now I can take my time. I don't have to try to sling this ball all over the place. I can do something like single back.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And was it L2? So that drive goal to get Gesicki's first touchdown pass, that's going to keep coming up.
Spent the entire halftime just working with them on. Here's what we.
He's got the lane, and there he goes.
Oh, he's going to get run down. You know, I was going to say it probably isn't going to happen, but, I mean, on the 2-yard line, I'm probably going to go to my tight end. That's just...
big runs like that at any time. Here you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now?
I think I have a formation for this.
Doing on the defensive side.
There it is.
The big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
For this, I need to try to get right to Gesicki. There we go.
Take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
This might get shanked. Nope. Okay.
Second half, now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive.
Nope, that was
just
Hassan.
past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
All right, so I'm going to run it again.
They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. No yardage to be found.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Brady, he's got a man complete. It's Julian Edelman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That is something that is nice about having Nick Perry as your defensive end. You can actually user him, and then he becomes another linebacker in dime formations. It's a subset without actually having a set called subset. That was Ben Watson, huh?
Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. I'm guessing, partner, that if we're in the huddle with the Patriots right now, there's not a single guy that thinks they have any chance of coming back in this one, especially not with Tom Brady.
Yeah, who's Tom Brady? What's he done in the past as far as comebacks are concerned? They're down right now, but that can evaporate quickly with him in the huddle. A nice burst there as he'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down, gain of 7.
I'll be honest, getting picked apart by Tom Brady isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, he's an X factor for a reason. I'm not upset that I'm getting beaten by, well, not beaten, but I'm not upset that Tom Brady, I think he's perfect, or might have, well, 2 interceptions and I don't know how many incompletions.
But officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Okay, so now I'm crashing everyone to the right. Watch out for the run. There it is. That's a 4th.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can. And the 13-year man puts it through.
And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7?
I'd like to try to see if I can get Preston Williams a touchdown. Well, another one.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense.
The reason I'm changing that inside zone is that there's no one up over my right guard. So that's a combo block between my center and my guard out to linebacker. Right tackle should kick out that linebacker. Should at least get 5 yards here. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. No one wants to block. That's all righty then. That's unfortunate. That's a blitz. And that's easy. There we go. It's just a little bit of stick work. And 321 yards in 3 quarters. So that's, what, 100 yards a quarter? And I want to say I'm close to 100 yards rushing. I know I have 88 with Balaj, who's been in for quarter and a half, maybe, because of muscle cramps. That's, you know what, that's my pet peeve with Balaj. Balaj in Madden is a great running back, but man, the timing of Balaj's injuries or his just medical issues, not medical issues, just when he gets injured, or like cramps, or what's another one that limits them for like a quarter or 2. Just these random nagging BS that Madden throws in there. Like Balaj is just so susceptible to it.
But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A throw over the middle, taken in, and he's brought down after a very
If Edelman didn't get it, then I think that's Dorsett that was on the other side was going to get it. So now I'm going to try to get a sack here. And again, like, that's about how often I would call pinch book 0. Not in competition play, but, you know, just it's done as a, that's a holding.
He's got a man wide open, complete. And a penalty flag is down to the backfield as they finally bring him to the turf.
Please tell me I was on James White. I'll be happy. Dang it.
So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it?
All right, so
good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Brady now to throw. Here's Sanu on the catch.
I don't understand why Xavier Howard cannot stick on Sanu. That's kind of frustrating.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Brady gonna throw. Looking for Edelman and he hits him.
Dang it.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the
That's fine. They're taking time. They're having to chew. I need to get out of that. There we go.
So here's 2nd and 4.
And again, I have Nick Perry out here.
Now Brady again.
That's a drag. He's going to go to that drag route.
To the right side, and he's got Edelman. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Alrighty. So now 3rd and 1.
Got the big lead defensively.
Gotta call pinch bug 0 here to make it, you know, a little bit tougher.
Inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Look at that. I had to move him. Gotcha. Well, you're going to get that with Tom Brady.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that.
Oh, I missed that gap.
I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
Surprised Madden in the update didn't have Sony Michel as the starter. Talib's coming in.
Brady, he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line.
And I'm going to call pinch bug 0 here because honestly I have nothing else to lose. You know, on the 1 yard line if they run it.
From the gun, it's Brady.
Yep, and that's in.
It's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Patriots get a score closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah,
there we go.
You're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play.
There should be an onside kick here.
More time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like,
yeah, you just fall.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we
5 rushes for 100 yards with Kalen Balaj.
Much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Cut! Check your hot read! Blitz!
Powering forward. 9 yards.
I did not want to go out of bounds there.
All day, baby, all day!
That's unfortunate.
Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving
Alrighty, so I'm going to call a run here, and the goal of it is that they're probably going to stop me in the back. Wow. Okay. I thought they were going to stop me in the backfield.
Halfway there, down to the 1 yard line.
But
now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over.
Call and run again.
Upcoming second down play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
boom.
That is caught by Williams for a Dolphins touchdown.
That's it.
Preston Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that pushes the lead up to 23. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So the Patriots coming out now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this.
There we go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw is Brady. Over the middle, Jordan Edelman. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way
whose zone is that?
5 yards shy of
Who's supposed to be? Okay.
a gain of 22. Here's Brady to throw. Dorsett making the catch. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Two chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
So they're going to go Hail Mary.
Timeout called here.
The only reason I called a timeout was to keep my player. Frick. Keep my players energized. Parker.
He's not gonna get me.
Please tell me that's not Devontae.
One final try now for Brady. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Dolphins, they used the
5 touchdowns with Josh Rosen on. So half of my passes were going for touchdowns.
They'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys.
And like those plays I were calling, feel free to use them whenever. You don't even you don't have to work the exact same combo I use, and that's pretty much what I use for a majority of franchises. And what I do in competition is totally different. I'm not gonna show. I have no intention of showing that at any point in time, but you might see overlapping formations that get called, but I wouldn't specifically use the plays that I'm using right now in a competition. They'll work against against other players. It's just I don't use them because I'm presenting, you know, the plays as something that anyone and everyone can use. So if someone interprets or thinks that I'm expressly calling those plays in competition, then I don't want to give them that idea, you know. I think yeah. Alright, let's go on to the next week. Oh, I didn't get a player of the week or anything. Okay, Rams signed Trey Quinn. Well, I'll hit on this before I end the video. So what this really means is that I need to get him a certain number of stats, hold the Cowboys to less than 250 total yards, or get Bobby. My understanding from reading this, and this is, I don't know how accurate this is, I would need to get him 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack, one or more. So which means if he gets 2 sacks, that's good. If he gets 2 tackle for losses, he's good. I think it is easier to hold the team as a whole to less than 250 yards, and this would be when I would only call pinch buck 0 because that's going to hold him to it. It makes it so hard to throw the ball that it's almost, it's not impossible, but it makes it that much harder. Oh, well, you're a punter, dude. If you don't want the deal, don't take it. Oh, how old is Akib? Alright, I'm going to re-sign Akib Talib, and the reason I'm signing to a 1-year deal, assuming he accepts it. Okay, never mind. The only reason I would re-sign Akib Talib is to then try to trade him in the offseason, depending on... Ooh, and I can scout players. Auto-generated rookies. Okay. After I scout the rookies, then I'm going to end the video. Wow. Oh, they have a first-round evaluated... 2 first-round evaluated quarterbacks. Mid-first and... Dude's mid-second. A scrambler. Okay. How? Okay. Does this make sense to anyone? Not the name, but throwing power is an A+, right? He can throw short and he can throw deep. He is the only one, aside from this guy, that... Is it just the fact that he has so short and deep accuracy? Okay. Depending on... Yeah, I'm gonna star him. Because depending on how it shakes out, there's value there. Linemen look good. Left tackles. So I particularly love left tackles because you can slide them anywhere. Because if you look at centers, you have a dude that's 314. Look at left tackles. A 7-pound difference isn't going to be a big of a deal. Also, depending on what their 40 times are, I'll look at that too. I do need better D-end. And I'm just starring people that I want to look at. Not necessarily... Nope, no one is big enough. Well... He might get kicked out to D-end, depending on what his speed is. 253, probably a D-end. 250, D-end. Pass coverage, power rusher. 269, definitely a D-end. 6'1 and 185. 6'2, 180. If the top 3 guys can play coverage, I might draft a cornerback. Is there a 221? So this dude would actually be a linebacker. At 6'2", 221, right? Because we can go to our linebackers. Find me 236. He's there. 231. That's 10 pounds difference. So at 221, he can play middle linebacker. Just food for thought, something to think about. But that's where I'm gonna end my video. Y'all have a great evening, great day, great night, whatever time it is. I'll see you in the next one.